John chapter 11 and verse number 35. Jesus wept. This verse is one of the most well-known verses in Scripture, not because of its content, but because of its brevity. Just 2 words in the English language. Jesus wept. And while its length may make it memorable, its depth also makes it profound. This verse reveals the heart of God in a way that few others can. Jesus himself, being the image of the invisible God, fully divine and fully human, stood before the tomb of his friend Lazarus. He knew what was about to happen, that Lazarus would rise from the dead, and that this moment of mourning would turn into rejoicing. But instead of skipping ahead to the miracle, Jesus paused to feel sorrow in that moment. Jesus wept. This display of emotion shows us that God in Jesus is not distant or removed from our pain. He entered into the human experience fully, and in doing so, he chose to suffer alongside those he loved. Jesus' tears were not just a show of sympathy, but a demonstration of solidarity. He felt the heartbreak of Lazarus' family and friends, and let their sorrow move him deeply. For those of us who serve others, especially in ministry, this is a vital lesson. Sometimes in our eagerness to provide comfort, we rush to remind people of God's promises or the hope of heaven. And while those reminders are indeed true and powerful, they are not always what people need in the moment. Jesus shows us the importance of sitting with people in their pain, mourning with those who mourn, and allowing ourselves to be fully present in their suffering. Jesus' tears also teach us humility. Some who witnessed his grief said, "See how he loved him?" while others criticized, asking why he couldn't prevent Lazarus' death in the first place. Jesus didn't defend himself or explain his plan. He simply wept and moved forward with his mission. As we serve others, we too may face misunderstandings or unjust expectations. But like Jesus, we can choose to prioritize compassion over explanation. So this verse reminds us that being fully present with others in their sorrows is not a sign of weakness. It is a reflection of God's love and God's character. And when we take the time to mourn with others, we mirror the heart of Christ, who wept even when he knew the joy that was shortly to come.